Welcome back to week 3 of Fall into Wellness. I'm Steph Paulson, and I'm thrilled to be exploring the wisdom of nature. Nature teaches us the value of patience. There is no need to force or push yourself beyond your limits to achieve just for achievement's sake. Instead, allow yourself to notice the natural unfolding of your life. Embrace the moments where you completely surrender to life's flow and you experience the pure joy of simply being you. This gentle yoga practice will help you cultivate a sense of calmness and inner peace. Our focus today is feeling rather than doing. A block or two and a strap may be helpful, although it's not required. You can use books, you can use towels. So we're gonna start in a child's pose. Now, you can come with your knees wider, absolutely, as long as your lower back's okay with it. Or you can have your knees closer to support your lower back. That's how I'm gonna start today. Your head can be on the mat, or it can be on a block, or a pillow, or something comfortable. Now, this practice today is more about feeling instead of how you look in the shape. So let's get comfortable. Let's turn inwards. Let's arrive on our mat. Notice what body part is touching the mat. Notice your belly and rib cage expand as you inhale and contract as you exhale. Feel your breath coming in and out of your nose. This flow today is called Whispers in the Wind. It reminds us to listen to our own inner wisdom. We know what's best for us. So that's the concept that's going to guide us through this gentle practice today. As always, do what feels good in your body. And give yourself permission to adjust if needed. Inhale, come up to all fours. All right. If you used a block or a pillow, go ahead and move it off to the side. Let's inhale, right arm comes up. Exhale, we thread the needle. So palm faces up. I like to put my right ear to the mat. I like to keep my left elbow bent. Of course, you can extend. Remember, explore these poses. Do what feels best for you. You do not have to match the way I look. And if you find your mind running off with your to-do list, as it does when we get slow, when we start to calm down, just to remind yourself, not now. Let it pass. Let it go. Take a moment to notice where you feel the stretch. And if you would like a different expression of this pose and want to explore it, take that left hand up to the sky and maybe gently wrap it behind your lower back, coming into a half bind. It's not required, but you might like it. So we'll be holding these poses just for a little bit today. So as you enter into these poses,
make sure that you can be comfortable in them. This is a form of self-care, honoring your inner wisdom, listening to the whispers in the wind. If you came into that half bind, let's take the hand back down to the mat, press yourself up. Realign the spine. Notice what's different. Maybe a little bit more stretchy on that right side. Inhale, left arm comes up. Exhale, we thread the needle. You can extend that right arm. You can keep the elbow bent. If you have your pet nearby, you can pet him. Or maybe you come into that half bind. And if you came into that half bind, go ahead and release. Take that right hand down to the mat, press yourself up. Take an inhale here. Exhale, let it go. So we stretched out the lower back. Perfect timing. Let's bring the belly to the mat. They left a lot of leaf presents on my mat for me. Okay, so extend your arms to a T position. Let's bend the left leg, bend the left elbow, and press yourself over to the right side. So coming into an anterior shoulder stretch, could be a chest opener, a heart opener. If you would like to feel more sensation in this stretch, you can bend the right elbow to come into cactus arms. I'm going to give you a couple options to give you permission to explore this pose. You can come into a half bind just like we did. You can also try to interlace your hands behind you. It's always fun trying to find the hands. So experience joy and pleasure in that moment of just playing around, having fun. Come to a pose that makes you feel really good. Take your awareness back to your breath. If you feel a sharp pain anywhere, come out of the pose immediately. That's for any pose that we go into in any yoga practice. There might be a slight discomfort, but the pose is not painful. Let's roll over to our belly's second side. Extend the left hand. Bend the right elbow, bend the right knee. Let's come over to our left side. And any expression of that right arm behind your back, or maybe you connect the palms. Let's take 2 more cycles of breath here. Let's roll over to our bellies. Extend the leg. Take the arms by the side. Palms are face up. Take an inhale here. Exhale, let it go. Let's come into Sphinx pose. So bring your forearms to the mat. Now, I really encourage you to explore this pose. Elbows can be underneath the shoulders, although that might not feel very good in your lower back.
So if you feel pinching pain or pressure in your lower back, walk your elbows away from your shoulders. And also experiment with your legs. Maybe your legs closer together feels good. Maybe farther apart. Okay, we're going for feeling today, not how we look in a pose. Adjust as needed. And it's okay to pivot in life at any time. Take an inhale here. Exhale, come all the way down. Fantastic. Take your hands about to your rib cage. Press yourself back up to all fours. Flip the toes under. Lift your hips high for down dog. I'm just going to change positions over here so you can see me better. Feel free to move around. Feel free to bend your knees a lot. This is the first down dog of this practice today. All right, let's bring our right foot in between our hands. Drop the back knee down. Uncurl the back toes. Come up to a modified low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Arms are up. Extend through the fingertips. Lengthen the side body. But pull down your front ribs. Let's take the hands behind the back. You can grab your elbows, you can grab a towel, you can interlace your hands. Inhale, press your shoulder blades into your heart, open up, tiny little back bend here. Exhale, humble warrior. So coming into a modified humble warrior. Your right shoulder is on the inside of the right leg. Let the head drop, definitely challenging the balance here. And we're starting to look at things from a different point of view. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, take the right arm underneath the left. Give yourself a hug or come into eagle arms. Garudasana. Inhale here, find length. Exhale, tiny little back bend and keep breathing. Inhale, bring the arms up overhead. Exhale, take the hands to prayer. Inhale, find length. Exhale, let's twist. So left elbow comes across the right thigh. Feel free to lift the back leg, although you don't have to. Whatever feels better in your body, right? We're going for feeling today. And the reason why we're focusing on feeling is we can use how we feel to guide ourselves through life. So what we learn on this mat, we can absolutely take it into our everyday life. Take your hands back down, drop the knee. Take that front foot all the way back. Take an inhale here. Exhale, let it go. Leave it in the past. Second side. So help that left leg in between your hands. Coming up into a low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Arms come up. We lengthen the side body. We lift the heart. We pull that belly button in. Take your hands behind the back. You can grab the elbows. You can absolutely grab your strap or a towel or interlace your hands behind you. Inhale, find length first. Exhale, variation on humble warrior. Remember, you can back out of the pose. And just like I said in the intro, it's not so much about achieving today. It's about honoring your
your own wisdom, and listening to your own whispers. Inhale up. Exhale, we take the left underneath the right. Give yourself a hug. You can absolutely stay here or come into eagle arms. Garudasana. Take an inhale here. Exhale, maybe a tiny little back bend, not required. Keep breathing. Inhale, arms go up. Exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Take an inhale here. Exhale, we're gonna twist to that left side. So feel free to readjust your legs. That right elbow goes to the outside of the left thigh. Maybe you lift your back knee, not required, explore. So what we did with the spine right now was flexion, extension, and we added a twist. So really giving love to the spine. Take your hands back down to the mat. Drop the back knee if it's lifted. Slide the front foot all the way back. Take an inhale here. Exhale, we let it go. Inhale. Let's take it all the way up to down dog. Feel free to straighten the knees at any amount. Walk your hands back to your toes. Toe heel your feet out just about hip width apart. Let the head and the neck hang. So a forward fold here, releasing any tension in that lower back. And we're also getting a nice stretch on the hamstrings, the back side of the thighs. You might feel it on your calves too. All right. Let's move on. Let's go into our hamstrings. So walk yourself all the way out. Drop your knees and face the long edge of your mat. Coming into wide legs here. Uttanasana. You might need a block or something to put your elbow on. And a strap or a towel or a belt might be handy. These are really yummy stretches. I think so. So stretching out the hamstrings, you're also going to feel a side body stretch here too. So take that right elbow down to the block or something that, or you can definitely put it to the mat. But just give your body support. Looks like my dog is showing off a little bit. Okay, with your strap, you're just gonna grab your strap, right? Nothing fancy here. Take it behind your back, and you're gonna take that other end, just grab it, right? So we have it behind our back, and it's just gonna be a gentle opening of the shoulder, okay? Start to revolve the heart so it faces the sky. Now that's the beauty of pets and animals. They find joy, they find pleasure in the present moment. And the cool thing that we can learn from our pets is they just are themselves. They're authentic. They are love, they show love, they receive love. That's the secret. And let's come out of this. That felt wonderful. Let's take it to the other side. So move the block over if you're using a block or anything like that. And we're just gonna switch hands. So I grab the strap, I take it behind my back. I just like the shoulder opener, it is not required. Just wanted to share this with you. And we come into the side body stretch again.
Now, in this gentle yoga practice today, you can let your legs kind of relax. The toes don't need to be flexed. The knees don't need to be facing the ceiling. If they are, that's great. No need to change it. So we're just feeling these poses out. Giving ourselves self-love, compassion, and listening to our own inner guidance. Go ahead and come up. Fantastic. Okay, you can take the strap off to the side. We're going to do a forward fold in Uttanasana. If you have blankets or pillows handy, you can use that. You don't have to, just add support for the body. I'm using blocks. So as we fold over, sometimes I like to have the block on level 2, especially when I just start, warming up. I put a block underneath my torso, make sure it's comfortable and it's not pinching anything. I also take a block underneath my head. Now I encourage you to relax into this pose. This pose is very calming, although you might feel some intense sensations. This pose provides us with the opportunity to turn within. So now as thoughts come up, you can absolutely let them go. Sometimes I let the thoughts go with questions. Or, that's interesting. I wonder why I thought that. And we start to learn little insights about ourselves. And the more that we know about ourselves, the more accepting we are about ourselves, the more compassionate, empathetic, and accepting we are of other people. We learn to give grace. Just a few more rounds of breath here. On your next exhale, go ahead and press yourself up. Remove any props that you were using. Okay, help your legs come together. I like to grab the outside of my thighs. Give a little shake here. All right, so coming into Janu Shirshasana, head to big toe pose. Keep that right leg extended, bend the left foot's on the right inner thigh. Arms go up, you tip forward, reaching, so making that spine nice and long, letting your hands fall wherever they fall. You can absolutely use your blocks again for support or anything for support. Let's take that left rib cage to the right inner thigh. So there's a very small twist happening here. And this is a gentle practice, so if there's any rounding in the spine, that's fine, as long as you don't feel any pinching pain or pressure. And just for your awareness, single leg forward folds tend to be more accessible rather than having both legs extended trying to fold. So just options. Inhale, come all the way up. Extend. Pause a moment. Smile. All right, second side. Keep that left leg extended, bend the right. Right foot goes on that left inner thigh. Use your blocks or not. Sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, the arms up overhead. Exhale, we tip forward, we fold. So I encourage you, as you walk around today, notice nature. Find the simple pleasures
Notice how it doesn't compete, it cooperates. It's part of a community. Notice all the lessons that nature teaches us. Slowing down, being authentic. I just have so much love for the outdoors, so much appreciation. A couple more cycles of breath here. And come all the way up. Fantastic. I love it. I love it. Move the blocks off to the side. Extend the leg. Give it a little shake. All right. Let's come into some hip openers. Some of these poses might be pretty confronting, so feel free to back out of it at any time. Let's take the left leg, bend it, press it underneath. Let's take that right leg on top. Knees are together. So this is called cow face pose, or cow face pose legs, Gomukhasana. So you might feel a hip opener already. If this is enough, stay here. If you want a little bit more, you can tip forward, coming into a forward fold. Feel free to use any props to bring the floor closer to you, to make this pose more supportive. You can also take your head to a block, whatever feels good, whatever your body needs, okay? You can also extend the left leg, the bottom leg, if that feels better. So in addition to letting go of any thoughts, maybe let go of some muscles that you don't need, that are feeling tense. Practice the art of releasing. Releasing can be very fulfilling and also very liberating. On your next exhale, go ahead and press yourself out of it. Okay. Extend the legs. Woo! Okay, we have the second side. So this time, I like to take the right underneath, left on top. Knees are together. Now, heels can be pulled back to your glutes. They can also be more parallel to the mat. Explore it. It's whatever's better for your knee, okay? So coming into that fold again, if you like that, you have the option to stay up as well. It's a little bit different expression of a hip opener. Gomukhasana legs. Release any tension in your jaw or any tension anywhere in your body, your mind, your muscles. If you're feeling pretty challenged by the slow pace of this practice today, know that you're not alone. Many of us live in a life that is go, go, go. So when we carve out time to slow down, it may feel odd. But know that this type of practice is so good for your nervous system, for anxiety, for stress relief. And it really brings us back into balance, and balance is so important. Go ahead on your next exhale and bring yourself back up.
Okay, we have one more hip opener, and it's kind of coming full circle. So where we started, let's extend the legs. Let's give them a little shake. All right. So let's come into a wide leg child's pose, balasana. If frog is in your practice, go ahead and set up for frog, absolutely. So in the wide leg, let's take our knees about mat width. Feel free to have any props underneath your torso or head, pillows, blankets, anything that adds comfort for you. And let's bring it all the way down.
A hip opener here. Like I said, if frog's in your practice, go for it. Yoga is not about being perfect. It's about expressing your true, authentic self. Connecting to the wisdom within, the whispers that you hear. That's your intuition. That's your guiding light. Try not to brush off those thoughts. Be curious about it. Explore. It can be scary to uncover certain aspects about us. But know you have the support and love of the energy all around you. Just a couple more breaths here. And your next exhale, go ahead and take yourself out of this wide-legged child's pose. Press yourself up. You can absolutely take yourself into Shavasana. My recommendation would just be about a few minutes for this short practice today, maybe 3 or 5. If you prefer to close with me, let's come into a comfortable seated position. Take your hands to heart center, close your eyes, and just take the next 60 seconds or so just to be. Notice how you feel, notice your breath, notice the tingling energy going throughout your body. Notice the channels that we opened up. Give yourself a smile. Know that this practice was curated exactly for you. Fantastic job today. It was a joy and a pleasure to lead you in this. My name is Steph Paulson, and until our paths cross again.